If you want to edit your YouTube and short form content way faster so you don't spend hours stuck in the editing process, then this is for you. I'm going to show you the exact workflow that I use in CapCut to make my editing process so much easier so I can get more done and not let editing be like the bottleneck of my content creation. Because where a lot of people end up getting stuck in this process is in the editing, and that's why you're probably not putting out as much content as you want. But if you use the right shortcuts, it can go so much faster and you can pump out way more content without sacrificing quality. I've been editing videos since I was literally like a teenager, and we would have to take tapes, like film them on tapes, put them into a little tape deck and upload them onto a computer to be able to edit them in Final Cut because I'm old. But I was a broadcast journalism major, and then my first business was blogging, so I've been in long form content for pretty much ever. So if you want more on how to make your editing and content creation easier and faster, definitely hit subscribe. I'm so proud of myself. I actually remember to do a call to action there. Yay. So I edit in CapCut. I've tried other editing software both in the past and recently. I tried things like DaVinci, and like they're great. Like there's a lot of really great options out there, but most people are new or beginners or just like literally don't need all of those options. And so I've settled on using CapCut, not just because it's easy, but it also has all the features that I need and some really cool tools that make converting things into short form a lot easier, that before I was actually paying for like multiple products in order to do the things that CapCut can do completely for me. So when you download it, I'm showing you this in desktop. So I have a little tutorial I did that I can link somewhere on using CapCut on your phone, but this is going to be for desktop if you're doing like really like long form content. So you're going to open it up and you're going to do create project. Some of the features that I'm going to show you are paid. Some of them are free. So you can still use this for free and do a lot of the different things, but to do some of the extra stuff, you will have to pay for it, but it's pretty affordable. So this is what you're going to see when you come in here. And what we do is we're going to dump the files that we're using here into import. And I use, let me see here. I actually use, you can see here, this little microphone, okay? This Blue Yeti microphone in recording my content. Hang on, let me move it in front of me actually so you can hear me better, hopefully. I use this microphone, you can see right there, okay? I use this microphone and I have to plug it into my computer and record on it separately from the video. And so what I have to do first is actually line up the audio and the video. And it sounds like kind of complicated. It's actually super, super easy. It's just a little fiddly at first, but I wanted to show you how you do this in case you're running into the same issue where you maybe have a camera that you want to try using and it's great quality, but the sound sucks. So you want to use a separate microphone or whatever. So here we go. I'm going to use this little thingy over here on the side. Now you saw that I just dragged this in here, right? That's what I did. You can just either hit the plus and wherever your like cursor thing is, that's where it's going to go, or you can drag it to where you want it to go. So I'm going to use this little magnifying glass thing here to really like zoom in. So, but we can see these waveforms here, and that's what I want to see so that I can help myself in matching it up. So first I like to look at the video and I will come to where I want to cut it. So I can see here as I pull this little cursor across here, where I start talking. So I see my mouth is open there. I'm going to go right there and I can click like this with the thing to make this move here. And then I can come over here and splice it here in order to cut it. Or you can hit Open Apple B and that'll cut it. And then you can just select what you want to get rid of and delete it. Okay. They say we have the attention span of a... There we go. All right. They say we have bullshit on that. Okay. So I know that this is the beginning of my audio, right? This is the beginning of the audio file. Okay, so you can see I had the audio and the video file. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna hit the little B, delete this, pull it up. Okay, they're slightly off. I'm gonna zoom in even more, okay? This is where seeing it really helps. You can see there's the beginning of the wave. Here's the beginning of it. We're gonna, let's see if that's... They say we have the attention span of a goldfish. There, look. But... See, it sounds like it's almost one voice. It sounds like literally one voice talking pretty much. I'm going to call bullshit. And I'm showing you this because some of these things that I'm going to do, you might use for other things. But okay, we're going to double click, not double click, but like right click or whatever on this. Hit extract audio. And we're going to just delete that audio. And then we're going to select both of these, do that right click again, and create compound clip. So now the audio that I want to use is connected to it. The biggest thing that we need to do in our editing is cut out all the pauses. And what you can do, which is what I usually do, is I will go through and just by looking at the audio waveform, I don't even have to listen to it. I just know that's going to be where it is. Now I can go back in and listen and make sure it's right. But if you wanted to do this even more quickly, like let's say that you're just not an editor. So for me, this goes pretty quickly because I'm used to doing it. You can hit this little transcript button, and what it's going to do is it's going to transcribe the video for you, and then you can actually edit the transcription instead of editing the actual clips. Now, you'll still want to listen through because maybe there were some mistakes that you made that you need to cut out, or, you know, some different pieces that you still need to edit and remove. But as far as just getting rid of those filler words and those pauses, it's a great way to do it. You can even edit it based just on this transcription. So you can here's an example. You can select this. Let's say I want to delete that, and you can hit remove. Okay. To remove any of the pauses, you'll see here's a 3-second pause. Hit remove. Hey. You can also come up here. Let's see. Remove filler words. You can click on that and it'll say 24 filler words identified, and it'll remove all of those. Here you can see there's the pauses, and it can automatically remove them for you so you don't have to do it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to remove all of the pauses doing it this way just to make it easier. I know I'm not. This is definitely fine, okay? You can go in and polish this up a little as far as where all of those pauses were. But what we can do, look, did you see that? If you click on this and you wanted to restore it for some reason that you wanted that pause back, you could just do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to select all. And just to make those cuts a little like nicer, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to hit fade in and fade out just to that 0.1 second, so that if there's kind of a place where the words get clipped a little, it still sounds okay. I'm tired of being overstimulated. See, remember before that sounded a little clippy? Now it sounds better. I'm tired of being... Okay, so boom, done with that. Love it. Now that that's done, honestly, I remember in the recording of this, I didn't have to re-record a lot, but I will go through and just listen to it in case there's anything that I missed that I need to clean up. All right, so if we want to get through this faster too, what we can do is we can press the L button to move forward and speed it up, or the J button to go backwards. So I'm going to press the space bar to go, and I'm going to hit the L to make it faster. That was going a little too fast, so I'm going to pause it, and then I'm going to... For example, TikTok has 10-minute videos now. There you go. 30-minute videos. So everywhere wants to have you. Good. We're good to go. And if you're doing this for YouTube, a lot of people don't add captions. Like they just have the captions that YouTube generates. But I like adding the captions. Number one, because as people are scrolling the feed now, like let's look here. Okay, look, you can see how she's talking, but I don't see what she's saying. And a lot of times people will look at your video for a couple seconds, deciding whether they're going to like click in. And so just as important to me as having the thumbnail, if you look at like this one video, let's go back here to her. Look at that. That's way more interesting and engaging if I'm just looking at it on the feed. So I do like to add subtitles directly into the video and not just rely on the closed captioning on YouTube. That's my personal preference. Here's one thing though. We're going to repurpose this content into short form. And so we're actually going to have to export this 2 times. You can either hit the little blue button or you can go over to file and do it. Okay, so choose whatever you want here. I film in 24 frames per second. A lot of people do in 30. You can do whatever you want, okay? But this is what I like. So I'm going to hit export now. All right, here we go. It's exported. So this is where the magic happens with creating short form content. There's this little feature here where it will automatically clip it for you. So we're going to just press that long video to shorts. And here I can like cut it to shorter parts if I want to, and then also determine the duration. So I'm going to choose I'm choosing 90 to 3 because if it gives me a longer, actually I'm gonna do 60 to 90. I'd rather have a clip, like I'm usually shooting for about 1 minute, give or take. And so that's what I want, but I'd rather have more that I can clip down from it than not enough. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna hit convert. While that's going on, we can go back to home. All right. We'll click out of this and then we'll go back to our project. And now we can go ahead and add in our captions. But I find that it's kind of hard to align them because when it's going to do these shorter clips, it's going to clip it into that up and down portrait mode that you use in short form. And it might not have all of your captions in the screen. So what I like to do is just do one with no captions and then I'll add captions into those shorter form video. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to do the captions just for this one. You can do auto highlight keywords. If you wanted to do bilingual, you can do that here. If you're on like the Red app or something, it's really great for that. You can come in here and you can just edit like your style and everything. But I suggest first going to templates. And there's, oh my gosh, why are these Christmas ones popping up? You're so silly, CapCut. It's way past Christmas. But you can pick like an already created template to follow, but don't worry if you don't like the font or something. We can always change the font. What you're looking at here is just the way that the letters move, essentially. That's what we're looking for. You can also come to this bubble to put in a bubble, and you can also come to effects to kind of like create your own. Make sure that we pick our template first. That's what I like to do first, because then if you change like your font and your colors and then come in do the template, the template is going to override whatever you've already done. These are more like okay, this is what I like personally. I like these like kind of simple ones. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to pick my font. You can search for them. You can choose commercial ones. You can choose whatever. I think this is on Montserrat. Okay, that's one of my fonts, so I'm just going to stick with that. And then you can also change the size and the color. The biggest thing, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to do this one. And I want this to like show up well on YouTube. So that's one of the biggest things I'm looking at. Now, again, finally export it. But if I wanted to put like something else on here, I could come to text and add in some text. And then just like we edited before, we can type in here whatever we want to say, change the font, even add some animation. Like if I wanted it to type across the screen, we could do that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to create a thumbnail for it, and that's going to be fine. So let's export this. Make sure you put in the captions here, okay? Because this will download this as an SRT file. You could also use a TXT file. And we want to use that then for ChatGPT, to have ChatGPT help us with all of the other things that we can do with this piece of content. If you want to know more about that, let me know and I'll make a video on that. Now, I don't need to do this whole long to form thing, so I'm just going to hit cancel, and I'll be able to find that in my downloads, okay? So here was the regular one, okay, without the captions. Now this one has the captions, and it put it in there for me. And if I want to go back now, let's go check and see if our short form content are, let's go see if our short form is done, and it says 1 completed. Perfect. All right, let's click on it. It gave me 5 shorts. Let's just try and play one. I only have the attention span of a goldfish now, but I'm going to call bullshit on that. I can export this just as it is, okay? But if I want to change anything, I can come in here and hit edit. I usually come here and I hit edit more. And it'll load up a project just like the one we just did. It'll automatically be in the right aspect ratio, okay? Now, but so what I can do is if I don't like these captions, I can get rid of them. And honestly, I like to export these without anything. Okay, I like to just go ahead. I might watch this through and see if I like it, but I like to export it and upload it and do the captions actually in TikTok. I don't know if this is 100% true, but I'm just going to tell you from my experience. I feel like I get better results if I do edit in the app, and it's because when you add captions within the app, I think it is going to actually have the transcript of your video inside of TikTok, which means it's more helpful for getting it categorized and for SEO. Don't quote me because I can't verify that. I'm just telling you my experience. Okay. So I do like to have it just like raw like this and then edit it inside of TikTok or Instagram. But you shouldn't really have to do much editing at this point. You're literally just like putting the captions and the text on, which takes like 2 minutes. It's not a long process. But if you just really want to save time, maybe you want to schedule this ahead of time, you can go ahead and you can like keep these captions here. Just like we did in the other video, you can come in and edit them, make them look however you want, and then you can add a title too. So if you want some text on screen, which I always recommend doing, you can add that in. Okay, you can come in here and make it say whatever you want. If I'm optimizing this 100%, I'm going to do it inside the app. Okay. If, however, TikTok, for example, is not like a main platform for me, I just want to make sure that I post something there, then screw it. Just like put your title in here, use these captions, export it, schedule it, be done with it. That's totally fine too. But I'm just giving you the options of like the ideal versus the it's fine. Okay. All right. So I don't want to do these though for myself. So I'm just going to turn these off and I will go ahead and I will export it. And it's so much quicker and it's better than the ones that I've actually used that I had to pay extra money for. So 10 out of 10, recommend this. And I'm going to stop the video here because this has been super freaking long. If you need help actually organizing your content and creating a system, go check out Content HQ. I'm going to link it. And that'll help you with all of this. Plus I have more like content creation tutorials included in Content HQ. All right. Okay. My computer's about to die, so I'm going to go. Bye.